everybody. I'm David M. Nightmare. I'm a Franco-American filmmaker, writer, director, producer. I love horror films. That's my main focus. That's what I write and direct, but I produce the gamut. And in producing, I also focus a lot on distribution, and that is creating different strategies to submit to film festivals, as well just getting eyes on movies, because we make movies to be seen. One of the first short films that I directed is entitled Chateau Sauvignon, terroir, and it was my thesis short film for a master's in directing program at the School of Visual Arts. It's a 13-minute horror short. It's a precursor. I used it as a means of creating both a directorial calling card, but also exploring this family of cannibalistic winemakers that I had an idea for a feature film. And so making a short film was the perfect opportunity to explore the characters, to explore the aesthetic and the world that I wanted to create on a larger scale. It was extremely successful on the festival circuit. We probably screened for about a decade because our selection rate maintained itself at over 35%. So we continued sharing it, and we just recently ended our festival run with over 600 selections, over 250 awards, and over 250 additional nominations. We have been selected to partake in a number of horror anthologies as well, which is super cool. It's now available on Deformed Lunchbox, which is a channel on YouTube. Definitely go and check it out. Any views and likes are always appreciated. And I have the feature written, and it's just a matter of finding some financing and some cool, gnarly locations and hit the ground running. In France, I'm from wine country, and I always loved horror films, and I always figured, well, this would be a great place to set a few murders. One of the challenges I wanted to set myself with my latest short film, Morning Vigil, was I wanted to write the story, but not create the story. I didn't want to figure out its inception from the get-go. I wanted to adapt something that was already there, pre-existing IP, if you will, because I wanted to focus more on the directorial side than on the story writing side, because I found that in writing short films, as a director, you can get bogged down too much in little details, and I wanted to liberate myself of that a little bit and really focus on the acting and on the cinematography. And so, being half French, I wanted to look for some old French short stories. I love Guy de Maupassant. He's somebody that I grew up with when I was younger. He's the grandfather of the short stories. He has hundreds of them. And this is one that had always touched me because both of its simplicity of having just 3 characters in one single room, and only 2 of them are talking because one of them is deceased. And it was during COVID, when I lived with my grandparents, that the story really touched me the most, because the story talks about people that you've known your whole life who still have secrets, and how those secrets might change how you perceive them. And I thought that it had been a number of years since I directed something. I really wanted to get back into the creative mindset, continue building on my portfolio, and there was a few locations that I had in mind already. There's a number of actors that I knew I wanted to work with, and it was the right time, right place. I had enough money put aside for the budget. I had a fantastic producer, Nancy Negrant, who is one of the victims in Chateau Sauvignon, as a matter of fact. So it was coming back, working with old friends, old acquaintances, as well as new ones. We shot it over the course of one weekend in Kings Manor, which is in Queens, East New York, and it's just starting its festival life. We've now premiered at Atlanta Shorts Fest and had our international premiere at One Shot International Film Festival in Armenia. And so hopefully it's going to do just as well as Chateau Sauvignon did on the festival circuit, and you'll be able to see it soon. These are 2 short films that are part of a trilogy of short films that I'm creating. They're my Pride and Prejudice and Cannibals trilogy. So Chateau Sauvignon terroir is the cannibals aspect. Morning Vigil is the prejudice aspect. and I have a third short film coming out hopefully later next year called Horologium, which is another adaptation, this one of a Frederick Brown short story, and that will encapsulate the pride aspect. If you are a producer director, very often on set it can be very easy to get distracted by things you don't need to be distracted by. Whether that's how much lunch cost, or where a certain vehicle is, or just scheduling and budgetary things that are important on the day and for the project as a whole, but as a director, you shouldn't be focused on. I believe that a director on set should be focused on the story and on their actors, and should know how on schedule we are, working with the first assistant director to know if any compromises need to be made. Even if you are a director producer, which I am, I know that I need another producer on set to help manage all of the minutia that comes with being on set. That allows me to then be able to focus on the creative, on the story that we're telling. It's a tricky balance, and I think that all independent filmmakers wear multiple hats anyways. It just comes down to a matter of what's most important for you. Are you doing it to be a director? Are you doing it to tell the story? Are you doing it because you want to learn what producing is about? So it's really getting your own personal motivations in line. And that was the case for me, knowing that, all right, I've directed a project that I also produced. I don't want to do that again without having the help of another producer, because I didn't feel as though I was able to direct as strongly as I could have. The Hudson Valley Film Festival seemed like an ideal home for Chateau Sauvignon terroir for a number of reasons. First and foremost, the film was shot in the Hudson Valley, and being able to invite some of the location owners as well as some of the people who were already living in the Hudson Valley to come see a movie that was shot there, I thought would be really fun, and they really appreciated being able to do so. So it felt natural, as though it belonged there already. On top of that, the Hudson Valley Film Festival has just been so supportive of all of its filmmakers. Whether it's this interview or past reviews, I know that I've been highlighted in newsletters as well as other filmmakers, whether it's for upcoming projects or continued success for a short film that they've screened there. And that's just so invaluable, because not that many festivals will continue to support the filmmakers after an edition is passed. I pride myself in being part of the family.